healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Welcome to Lady Journey, everybody. Welcome. We have the beautiful Hanna Dickinson on today.
Wow, I love that intro.
Thank you. We got into it. A little light banter. But then we'll revisit some of it because some of it's really...
We got to get back to
all
that.
of it was fascinating.
Yes, it all was.
Yeah.
Now, do you do edibles now, or are you sober?
I'm sober.
Yes. Okay, love it.
Yeah.
What's it like being sober? What's your go-to for fun now?
I feel like I do not have fun anymore.
Okay, yes.
Totally
that's a choice. That's a choice.
I think that happens in sobriety. I am the same way where I'm like, I don't think I actually have fun. It's just hitting my goals.
I don't even know if I'm doing that. Lately, I've been rewatching Girls.
Oh,
I was rewatching it too. Yeah.
I actually I feel like Lena Dunham got so much shit in the beginning because I don't think people were actually getting it.
It's actually really good.
It's really well written.
Yeah.
Do you agree or do you?
I think it's really good. And also looking back, everyone fat shamed her so hard.
She's like a size 4.
Yeah, she's like a very...
She's like a 27-inch waist or something. She's very thin. She's
the same size I was when I moved to New York. And I just remember... So looking back, I'm like... I just remember because of the controversy of her being quote-unquote fat.
Right.
When I'm rewatching it, I'm like, this is really bad that she was so hated for
It's
how...
upsetting.
Oh,
yeah.
It happens every 10 years. We'll look back when we were... horrific to Jessica Simpson in this one shot of her in flared jeans, and I think she was just a size 4.
Yeah, it's just you're just before your period, just bloated slightly, and they're like, "Look at this beast."
Yeah, it's horrific. And then you're like, you don't realize how much fatter we're gonna get. So what you're fat shaming now is nothing what it's gonna be like in the future.
It reminds me
now
of
we're Ozempic, so there will be no more fat
Now we're going
people.
back, and the other that reminds me of that Amy Schumer joke where she's in LA and her arm is registering as a leg.
Oh, yeah.
And she just looks like this octopus woman. Oh, God, so funny.
When I lived in LA, I met with a guy at Players Talent Club in the Valley. And he told me, I think I was I'm 5'6". I think I was around 140, a little under 140.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're just too fat to be hot, but too skinny to be funny. So it's you're never really going to get anything. You could definitely never be a leading lady.
Wow.
But maybe if you gained a little weight, you could be the funny fat friend. And I was like, I think I have to move out of LA. And I literally moved 6 months later because I was like,
that was the sign. That was the sign.
Right. But then I always feel sometimes, not that I'm saying that he's right, but it does feel when you're in the middle, you get no love, especially also in fashion, mid-size.
Yeah, the mid-size ladies. The mid-size ladies they should be cast too.
I think because most of us, I think, are in the mid-size.
Yeah,
no, it's
normal. Yeah.
No, and he was right to an extent, and truly, if Lena Dunham didn't have a very famous mother, so my friend last night I was like, I mean, Lena Dunham did it; she got a show, and he was like,
yeah, it's the same for what's her name, Mamet, Zosia Mamet.
Oh yeah,
she wouldn't be. She probably it's she has a very I'll call it an interesting look, and I think she's a great actor. I love her, but it's you're not breaking through with that face.
Same with Marnie. Her dad was a big producer.
Yeah. Well, it's also because it really helps to have your foot in the door however you can get it. Not to ever discredit people but we're all working hard, but it's just really hard to get that break.
Yeah.
And so I feel a lot of times they get the break.
They end up getting the break, the Nepo babies. But that's not what this podcast is. I support the Nepo babies.
I mean, I do too. I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a theory about them. I'm because I was thinking about child actors recently that I feel especially the ones that parents aren't from the business and come in, I feel they get exploited a lot, that actually Nepo babies don't feel they get molested.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Because if they go home and tell their parents, they're going to be in trouble. But if a random person from the Midwest goes home and tells their single mother, she's not going to do anything.
She's well, that's Bruce Willis. I just wanted to say somebody that's not been accused of molestation. He's an icon. He's a king.
Right.
Nothing against Bruce Willis. Well, I also will say too, and we all know, like, there are Nepo babies that are successful, but it's like, I know a lot of Nepo babies who are not successful, and they try and they're not.
Yeah.
And so it's not.
That's gotta feel bad.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
you can't take it for granted that you're just gonna be,
But do you ever
amazing.
meet a Nepo baby that's just like a teacher in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I always feel like they stay business
I've never been to
adjacent.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No, I read this thing because I saw, what's her name? Reese Witherspoon's son on my street, and I just saw her daughter on my street. So I'm like, they must live around here. So I was like Googling it, and they bought their son a nice apartment in my neighborhood. And they showed it on some TikTok, like, let me see your apartment. So they didn't, and everyone was shitting on him, like, why would you get your kid this nice apartment? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah, go live in the gutter.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
because
hilarious.
I feel like Warren Buffett got he didn't help his daughter or something crazy, and so, but then you're like, that also feels fucked up too, to have all this money and then not at least give your kid a nice apartment.
Yeah, a nice place to
Yeah.
live that's safe and like in a nice area.
Right.
Like, isn't that the point of making a lot of money, is so you can have a family that's comfortable?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You go to Long Island, you commute.
You learn struggle, and you're like, I guess people still, even if you give them stuff, a lot of people still work for what they want.
Yeah,
I just think
still
about that
doing
during
stuff.
pandemic when I was getting COVID money. Like, I was still trying to make my videos.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wasn't just like, I'm gonna just coast off this money
My
for a few months.
$4.50 a week. Hannah, I love your nails. Those
Oh,
are
thank you.
gorgeous.
Oh, that's what I do for fun. I get my nails done.
Yes.
Okay.
There
Do you
you
have a
go.
place you go by in Soho?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna blow
do.
up your neighborhood. I hope that's okay.
No,
I will
it's
bleep
fine.
it.
I forget what it's called though, but it's right around my apartment.
Gorgeous. I love this shade. This is a very like fall back to school shade, I feel like navy, professional, yet
you.
sassy.
I googled colors for fall.
There you go.
Okay.
It's usually ox blood.
I think I might I
Yeah.
might do an ox blood.
I love ox blood.
A little mani pedi. I clipped my nails last week, but I forgot to clip one, so I just have one.
Coke nail.
Yeah.
Your ring
But it's
finger.
this one.
Your
whatever.
weakest
What
finger.
made you forget to clip one now?
I have no idea, and I didn't even notice it. I think I was just clipping, I'm sure I'm like playing out a drama in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I was out of town this week, and I was in Georgia, and I was like, huh.
Interesting.
That's messed up. I'm like talking to people like this, like want no one to see. But yeah, nails. That's good. Do you do petty also?
I do.
Okay. Ugh, you got to do
I
a petty.
like was raised not by my grandmother, but like I grew up with my grandmother being like, get your nails done. Be an adult. Be an adult woman. I'm not saying that you.
No. But you know what?
Trim your nails.
I'm totally agreeing with you. Like, I've seen TikToks. This is where all my information comes from. It's just like in the corporate world, I never like when I worked in, not that I worked high like finance or whatever, but I do feel like you actually do need to get your nails done when you work in places like that.
Yeah, places of business.
Where they're saying that you need to look meticulous and it really helps to step up into the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of accounts like in that world, and they're just talking about like it's all like faking it. Like, you don't have, as long as you say that you're busy all the time, people think that you are busy.
Oh, that's what
it's
I
like
do.
the George Costanza.
Oh, I'm running around.
Yeah. Oh, I can't get all this stuff done. I'm so busy.
I need to go to
But
the
you're
grocery
doing
store 3
nothing.
times in a day.
Yeah. But I feel like looking good and having your nails done actually helps you in life.
Yeah. I agree.
I used to get
agree.
them done every once in a while, and then I dated this guy who was like kind of a jerk, and he's like, "Oh, your nails are done," and I was like, "Yeah, who cares?" I was like, "Men don't even notice." He goes, "Yes, we do."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Oh."
Okay.
See, when
sir.
I noticed that, like, I see a lot of your clips and I love your stand up. You're a good writer. But you always talk about all these dates that you go on, and I'm like this. I think there's a lot of horrible people out there.
I seem to find them though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I haven't gone on a date since March and then before that I hadn't gone on a date since November, because I feel like every time I go out with a guy, I'm just like, what is it that I'm choosing? Because I think I'm choosing. It's like I find something toxic in their profile, and I'm like, oh, this must be.
Yeah, he sounds fun, or there's like an
Yeah.
edge to it, and then you realize, oh, that edge is a toxic trait or
Yes.
something. Yeah. I know what you mean, because after a while we all have to be like, I think it's me that I'm finding these people. I'm searching something that I'm not realizing.
Yeah.
But these dates sound fucking horrific. Are the truth like it's like these guys are dropping these horrific, mean truths that aren't really like truths. They're just like, I don't want to say negging, but it's like weird.
Yeah, like the guy who told me I look like I eat in bed or seem like I eat in bed.
Yeah.
And I said that was a first date. It wasn't a first date, but I had been seeing this guy for like 2 months, and he was like, can I tell you something? And I was like, I don't know if I want this.
And when it's prefaced, can I tell you something? Or like, can I
he had
be
to get it
brutally
off his
honest?
chest.
Yeah.
He'd been thinking this, and he had to tell me that I seem like I eat in bed. And I was like, I mean, I do, but
Right. It's a funny read. And I guess maybe as a comic, we're all guilty of doing like a broad stroke or like assessing somebody, because it is really funny to say you look like somebody that eats in bed. But like if you're on a date, I would be like,
Yeah,
is that
like
insulting?
yeah, are you trying to be funny, but like you're just hurting?
Right.
yeah, it was the same guy who once asked me to play the quiet game after we had sex. So
He sounds like a great guy.
he
Yeah.
wasn't like the nicest guy in the world.
You do eat in bed though.
I do, not when other people are around, but I haven't
Right.
had a guy sleepover. Actually, since I got my dog, I haven't had a sleepover with a guy. My dog's 3 years old.
Okay.
Okay, do you eat in bed with the dog?
Well, eating in bed is a luxury.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I do
I-
it only in hotels because I
Right.
get the crumbs will drive me nuts, and
Right.
I'm not a careful eater.
Yeah, in my new apartment, I don't eat in bed just because my bedroom's so close to my kitchen that it's like
Silly. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
it's almost like a bit. It's like crazy if I eat in bed now.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a hotel, I definitely.
Oh my god! In a hotel, when you get room service,
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever leave and you look at your sheets and you're like, am I going to be charged for this?
just pizza grease all
It looks
over
like
it.
a murder scene happened. And you're like, oh, I
They
just
don't
ordered
know.
the burger.
They don't know.
No, Adrian had a bit about that or Appaloochie made me laugh. Is she likes ordering getting the 2-bedroom hotel rooms because one is sleeping and one's the eating bed.
Oh, I have a friend who does that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and I'm
great.
like, that is genius, and I love it. But
Yeah.
like, where else? There's really no place to eat in a hotel room unless you get like the suite where there's another room.
Yeah, what are you supposed to eat at the desk?
Which
That's
is
the
not-
like a divorced father.
It's always by the AC unit, so I'm freezing. So I'm like, it just makes the most sense for me to eat at my bed, in my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something lonely about eating at the desk in a hotel room.
Yes.
Even sitting there to do work, I'm like, who sits at this desk and
I
does
do.
anything? You do?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, because I like to be organized, and so I feel like I can put all like my computer stuff all by the desk.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme on Instagram where it's like the inside of a child's desk and one's really messy with all this shit and then one's really clean and it's like A and B and they're like, where are the A kids now?
Oh.
And I'm like, me in rehab.
Well, like clean. Are you messy?
I'm messy.
Okay, because I'm clean, and I would say I guess I'm doing well, but not where I want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like on paper.
Yeah, I'm like spending all my time cleaning.
Right.
My life is in shambles.
Like I'm procrastinating is what I'm
Yes.
doing.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love.
My friend made a funny point about like I remember kids growing up when you'd be in classroom and there were a few of the kids that had messy, like horrific desks. And then she was like, it's like you kind of knew what their home life was like. Like, oh, it must be chaos at home to have that just like papers jammed in there.
It's so
Yeah.
funny because I'm just so ADD that I just will like throw shit anywhere and
Yeah.
like not think
Yeah.
about it. But my dad is like the cleanest person in the world.
Right.
Yeah, I think that I love to be messy. I'm like a like organized person, but like there's nothing better than like coming into a room and just like shedding your belongings and never
Right.
looking back and just like going on.
But I consider that messy room as a hot girl characteristic. And you also read as a hot girl.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
You're
Yeah.
busy. You're busy getting your nails done.
You're busy.
Getting my nails
Because like
done.
hot girls also have messy cars.
Oh, I had a messy car when I lived in LA.
All your clothes are there.
yeah, you might
You're
need
living
to
in the
change.
car. There's a lot of dating going on. You never know when you're going off to a new like an excursion. I don't know.
You're
hot
like, I
girls'
may
lives
need
are
to
always
get
fun.
hotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my dad came to visit and he looked in the back of my car and he was like, are you living out of your car now? Because
You're like, well, kinda.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like my big suitcase.
My closet wasn't big enough, so I had to find more room.
Yeah, it's where
Yeah.
you never. Well, especially if you're in LA, which is a car culture, the climate is hot day, cold at night.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you do have to carry like several outfit choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where are you from originally?
Virginia.
Okay, and you
Like
moved from
DC?
Virginia to LA.
Yeah, like DC area.
Virginia's really pretty
It's beautiful.
outside, and I like DC as well. I think it's a really pretty.
It's a
city.
beautiful city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice area.
Yeah.
But it's so boring, you know.
Right.
It's a lot of buttoned up people.
Yeah. I can't imagine staying there.
Right.
But then I went to LA for school and then I started stand up.
And then you moved to New York.
Yeah.
And then you were back in LA.
Yeah, I went
then
back
you-
for like a year
Right.
to try it again, and I was just
I've
like,
done that.
Yeah. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
That's what my 20s were. Like 1 year I was like, did it. And then I was like, I should probably regroup. And then I went back out again. And then I was like, let me just regroup again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me try New York.
The LA seems like the land of dreams or possibilities or something, and then you get out there and you're not doing anything, and you're like, shit, I can't even like distract myself with
No. And there wasn't even,
a walk or something.
there was no social media out there. So it wasn't like I could start where like, let me just take it online and have control in that situation. Like it was just doing mics and like just getting rejected left, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is the land of dreams, but it's like that is what it is. It's not the land of realities.
Right.
Of like, yeah, I'm here. I have a dream, and I still have a dream, and it's 10 years later.
Right, and there's a lot of people that move there, and I think they end up being like the worst people than actual LA residents. You know what I mean? Like there's these
they're the LA. They're the people
see
that
what
give it
it's
the
like,
bad name.
and then they turn into what they think it is, and it becomes atrocious.
Yes,
like this.
yes.
I don't know. Right now, it sounds like it's like a lot of influencer culture.
Okay.
That
yeah.
sounds horrific.
Yeah.
I just
the
follow a
Erewhon,
few-
going to Erewhon.
Yes. And then like a lot of hot podcasters. I don't
I
know.
know,
I'm
I
following a
just-
lot of the canceled podcast drama
Oh,
that I'm like, who are these people? But they're insanely rich and attractive.
I just interviewed to do social media for a podcast called Girls Gone Bible. Have you heard of this?
No, but it's
No.
right up my alley.
That's fun. Yeah, I love it.
I didn't get a second interview. Also, I don't know if like
Girls
that.
Gone Bible.
Yeah, I'm not sure that is my brand, but
Right.
I was like, their agent emailed me because they somehow got my resume from social media. And I looked, I'd never heard of this podcast. They have 850,000 followers on Instagram.
Are they Mormon?
They're just Christian girls, but they're
Okay.
hot fucking Christian
Wow,
girls.
hot for the Lord.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a niche.
I mean, but that's what I mean. It's like the most random, like, what I'm saying is like you can have, that's like the guy who just endorsed Trump.
Right.
I forget his name, but he has like 28.5 million followers on TikTok. And I was like, unless he had, until he had endorsed Trump, I would have never heard of this
Right.
person.
Right.
I was
yeah.
like that, like Mr. Beast. You're like, who the fuck is that? Because I'm not scouring on like YouTube, but that happens a lot. Like I'll look at my like analytics, and then I'm like, who's coming from where to, or like what are they searching to get to me? And then I'll find like Indian comics, and you're like, who the fuck is Gupta Singh? And then you go look, and you're like 28 billion subscribers.
He's got the whole solar system.
I know. I'm like, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
It's so fascinating to me.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
whole internet culture where I'm like, who are even movie stars anymore? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we're paying attention more to like the Logan
Yeah, that's
Pauls. and-
more than Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it's insane.
Who I've mentioned for the second time. I've never mentioned him on this podcast before, and now he's come up twice.
Are you really sad about his dementia?
I am. I'm like, it's in the back of my mind. I just love him. I think he's such a zaddy. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a
He's
hottie.
cutie.
Yeah, he's attractive.
Now I have some fun fall questions for you. These are a little some fall. Would you rather? Okay, so just
Okay.
answer honestly. I'm not going to blindside you with anything.
I feel like
I'm
Yeah,
setting
like
it up
what
like
your
it's
take
insane.
is
like
on
Yeah.
what could
the
how
Middle
deep could a
East.
fall question?
Yeah, is your asshole bleached? No, just kidding.
I wish.
Okay, Hannah, for autumn, sweatshirts or sweaters?
Ooh, that's tough because I am wearing a sweater right now.
Yeah.
I think when I walk my like pre 12 p.m. sweatshirt. post 12 p.m. sweater.
Okay, yes, I love it. Business in the front, party in the back.
I say that your sweatshirt has the first letter of this covered up, that it looks like ED. That I was like, I would love a sweatshirt that has ED all over it.
Just advertised. I do have.
I actually know a few guys who could wear one of those.
Yeah, the quiet game guy. That explains everything. Now, okay, fall beverage choice: hot chocolate or apple cider.
Apple cider, I think.
Ooh, okay, like a little tart.
But if you were going off list, what would be your?
Okay, do you guys know Pookie and Jet?
Of
Yes.
course. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Pookie's fall Starbucks order. Mm-hmm. It's like pumpkin. It's like I went with my roommate and I ordered it. My roommate was like, "You have to go second so that I can run out of Starbucks before you order this because it's like, it's like." 2 espressos shaken with 2% milk with pumpkin cold brew foam, a thing of brown syrup. It was like the longest order, and the woman kept typing it in. It hit $10.
Oh
by
my
the time I finished it.
Holy
but
shit.
it was delicious.
It's good?
It's so good.
I'm surprised Starbucks lets that go that out of control
That's
with the
like one of their
modifications.
perks. Like you can just abuse our employees emotionally.
Starbucks.
Oh, I
Yeah.
left a $2 tip because I was humiliated, which I
Right.
guess doesn't sound like that much, but like it was like $9, and I was like, okay, I'll leave. Like usually I don't tip at Starbucks if I'm being totally honest,
Right.
but this
Yeah.
felt like
Yeah.
a tipping situation.
Yeah, that's mixology. You're getting into mixology there.
I feel like that's a fun game. Is like who can leave the most embarrassing Starbucks order without saying anything, like dealing
Yeah.
with the cringe of just keep on moving with it.
Yeah.
How
And
far will the Starbucks employee tap out?
Yeah. It's like a chicken, a game of chicken.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough. Stop it.
They have so many milks.
I can't.
So
I can't.
many
Well, I
milks.
tried to order it on because it was so good. I tried to order it again on the web app, but they didn't make it right when I didn't do it in person.
Right.
That's
Well,
so pooky. That is
so-
so
I
know.
pooky.
They should do a Pookie set. Anytime somebody like that on TikTok becomes well known and they have a specific order, Starbucks just get on it and put it as like
Yes.
the
A Pookie
go-to
drink.
A Pookie drink.
The autumn pookie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let her influence some of your beverages.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. And
Thank
I've been
you.
seeing she didn't repost me because I was like, here's Pookie's $10 order, and she didn't repost me, but she looked at it.
Oh, she saw it.
She's up, but I bet
She's
she
gonna see
sees what
this.
everyone says.
Yes.
She doesn't have a job.
Who's
That is her
beyond
job.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
The people that act like they don't look at social media, I think, are the most that do look at their social media.
That's true.
Yes, they're the
Any of
most
your friend that's like,
psychotic
why are
among
you
us."
looking at comments? You're like, they're looking at comments all the time.
Yeah, I never look at them.
Yeah, and you're like, well,
I never look at any of my comics from Jared69.
I read other people's comments if I'm being real.
Right.
Not to be
Yeah.
a hater, but I'm like,
Well, you want to see their hate because
What's
then it
going
helps
on?
you. It helps
Yeah.
to stigmatize. It
are
helps
they
to
getting the hate that
stigmatize.
I'm getting?
exactly.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, theirs is a little bit. Do you ever get this, though, where you're reading comments, you're like, I don't understand why they're not getting hate.
Yeah.
Like, how did this clip not get hate?
Yes, yeah, and you're
but
like,
then I've
it's
seen
just-
other clips that are
Because I
getting
think
the
they're
hate.
recently saw
deleting
that.
it. I
Yeah.
think they're deleting the
Do you
bad
think
ones.
so?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I get worried about deleting it, the bad ones, because it even that is good. For
Oh yeah,
them.
I never delete the bad ones because then people will go and respond to the bad ones. And it's like,
Exactly.
thank you, Queen.
Yeah.
That's true.
Thank you.
I recently saw a clip like that where I was like, I gotta see the comments on this clip. Like, what is this? To be honest, I was just confused. It came up in my newsfeed. I don't know who the person is.
Yeah.
that person had all good comments, and I was like, what the fuck? So I went to their profile, and they have like, again, 200,000 followers. Someone I've never seen before in my life, and I'm like, I guess if you build a fan base, you can literally go fart into a microphone, and people will be
Exactly.
like,
It's a cult.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can become
yeah.
your own cult leader.
And that's what we're working on.
We're trying.
A cult of kitchen utensils. Now, okay, fall activity, pumpkin picking or carnival. Ooh, carnival, right? That's like the scene of a horror
It
film.
makes me think of Euphoria.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that starts in a carnival.
I recently went to a Greek festival, but it was like a carnival type of vibe.
So fun.
I love carnival games. I got my face painted like a Ninja
love
Turtle.
it. Did you have like
fun.
authentic Greek wine?
I don't drink.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Yes,
Sober.
Right.
but
Svaki?
I would have.
Suvaki or whatever
Oh,
it's called.
souvlaki. The meat on a stick.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah. I went to a Greek festival here in Astoria and they had wine. They had like the authentic Greek wine that they just like someone had made it like in their basement. It's
very Barbara Walters happening over there.
I'm a little bit in the plant, but I'm fine with it.
You're in one fern right
Autumn. Okay, so scary movies. Are you a scary movie person for autumn time?
I do. I like a good scary movie.
I do too.
So, do you like, let me give you two to choose between, either a body horror or like paranormal.
I think a body horror.
I know.
Too,
I like a body horror where you're like, ew, that would be horrific.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Paranormal, I'm always just like, I don't really believe in ghosts that much, which is sacrilege to say it on this podcast.
I know.
Because we have many witches. I want to.
I want that world
But
to
I just
exist,
don't.
but it seems very impractical.
I kind of believe in it.
Okay.
I do. But when I see it in the movie, it feels more fake. But
Yeah.
like, you hear stories of like people having weird.
Yes, premonitions.
Yeah.
And somebody, their dead grandmother showing up
Yes.
before she passes.
Yeah, and you're.
Or like
That's
That
what
does make me believe in it. Yeah.
yeah, or like nurses all the time say that like before someone dies, they always call out to a dead person. That's
Yeah.
like so specific that you're like, would every dead person do this? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's weird that it's a
Yes. Yeah.
pattern amongst random dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, but it does check me out in the movies though when they're like, and it was a ghost. You know, that's like the big
It
twist
feels
at the end. It's like, come on.
Like a cheap writing device.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
To be
like
like,
in
and then I
Game of
woke up.
Thrones, where they're like,
Yeah.
and he's a shapeshifter, and you're like, okay, well then now we're not operating in any boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
I
They
know.
were just stuck in the plot, and they're like, how can we move this?
Yeah, they're like, we've gone on too long. We need to stop this show.
Shapeshift.
Shapeshifter. Fall footwear. Ugg boots or knee boots.
Ooh, I think Ugg boots just because I'm lazy. But have
Yeah.
you guys seen the high heeled Ugg boots?
No, it's a new
They're
thing.
so heinous.
Are they really? Oh my God.
Yeah, but do you ever go that? Good luck on that. And then it sweeps the nation,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
all the hot girlies are wearing them, and you're like, well, I guess I'm wrong, and now I'm wearing them. Like I've been influenced.
It's like I feel about the big toe shoes. You know, the shoes that just have the big toe cut
The
out.
tabbies.
Oh yeah, they're like the cleft
Mason
foot,
Margiela.
the cleft.
It
They're
looks
like
a
camel toe
toe.
shoes.
Yes.
I'm like, how has this caught on? And then this girl yesterday, I saw a friend of a friend, and she had the cutest outfit on. I looked down at her feet, and I was like, I was getting angry. I was like, how is this person giving into this trend?
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be super comfortable. That's what I read.
Yeah.
They like feel amazing. And I don't know. It is literal camel toe. So I don't know if I could get past that. But
Right. I feel like it's definitely a fashion for girls, because I feel like if you showed up on a date, a guy would get
a man wearing
Would be
that,
re-
it's like, no.
Well,
He
a
would be
guy would
wearing
be really
overalls,
mad that
too.
you wore that. I remember I got like a comic telling me he was picked up this girl for a date, or they met, and she was wearing at the like mom jeans that were really unflattering, and it was such a game changer for him.
Oh, he liked it because she had the confidence.
No,
to-
he hated it.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, she looks bad.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen I've went to go watch my niece do School of Rock, and it was a bunch of girls wearing like fashion that I was like, I know where they're getting this is from, but like unfortunately they're not pulling it off, so it looks really frumpy.
Yes, that's the Gen Z frumping it's really intriguing to me. It's like the anti-fashion, but then it's just like, but it doesn't look good.
Right. Well, that's what I feel like. There's definitely like fashion choices that we like, and then when we show up onto a date, a guy's like, absolutely not.
Yes, and you're
Yeah.
like, I've dressed for the female gaze. Sorry,
And they're like, clearly.
and I and I do
But
it in
you
bed.
came on this date, so maybe don't.
Tell us about do you have like a fashion like?
I know, because I always feel like you're dressed really well.
You have a
Oh, thank
great,
you. I like
you
your
have
style.
great style. Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us
thanks.
what are your like styles based around?
You know, I came into money a little bit, not to brag, but I spent it all. I had a really bad shopping addiction.
Yeah. Love it.
Because I got sober and then I like randomly got this money.
Well, it's really, when you get sober, it's like, do whatever it takes to keep you sober.
100%.
And if that means shopping addiction.
And that means, buying shit that I should not be. Yeah.
It's really, I think it's really hard. Like Bonnie McFarlane has a bit that I always like at least with shopping addiction, you're like, but I look amazing.
Oh yeah, you're rock bottom. You look incredible. Yeah.
It's just like so well put together.
Yeah, so I was going on stealherstyle.net.
Okay.
And then going to see what Dua Lipa and Hailey Bieber were wearing.
Right.
And then I would buy like either what the
exact
thing, or something similar, because like some of their stuff is like thousands of dollars, but I would get like the hundreds of dollars, which is still too much money, honestly, to spend on a single article of clothing. But yeah, I really like Hailey Bieber's style.
She's so classic. She's
it's
like elevated and like simple.
Yeah, Kendall Jenner was another one.
She has a good one. It's all the row.
I know.
A lot of the row where you're like, I cannot afford.
I know. It is so funny going to that
jelly
site.
shoes for $1,000.
I know.
Like, I'm just gonna get actual jelly shoes.
Yeah, I know. That's like the
Let
row
them wear my feet off.
I really want a brown suede bag for fall.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the row has a beautiful one, but it's $1,200. And I'm like,
for suede, I know, it's like then you have to like protect it with your life if there's like a light drizzle
and a
out.
big bag like that, I throw shit into it so pen would get all over it. Like I just know it's just not worth the. I can't afford it anyway, but it's not worth the $1,000. But I can't find anything like the row. Honestly, the row is
there's not a lot of dupes for the row that are actually even decent that will last, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's frustrating. Because I go on those. Even the sale items when you see the row on sale, like real, and you're like, it's $700.
Yeah,
and it used to be $1,000. You're like, can you go to like $20 for me?
I wish that they'd have like a cheaper brand. You know how like Lexus has. You know how cars have to.
Right.
Oh yeah, like the hotels. Like it's like the Radisson, and then like.
Marc Jacobs did that. He had his.
Jacob by Marc Jacobs.
Yeah, that was. That was still
Mark
a little
by Marc Jacobs.
Expensive, but it was at least in a price point that I was like, maybe I can afford it.
Yeah, like I could spend like a couple $100 on one piece if I know it's gonna last. If it's like $200, $300, like that's reasonable. And you're like, okay, that's my piece. I don't want to have a huge wardrobe.
Yeah, but now I just do clothing rental.
I do that too. That's what I do too now.
What are you working with? What's your brand?
Oh,
that's
what
what I'm
Sarah
doing.
does.
Yeah.
But the sizing is hard.
Sizing's really
Even
tough.
when you go on the testimonials and the girl's like, I'm this size and these are my measurements. I'm like, okay, I think I fall in that. And then I was like, no, she didn't talk about, I feel like I have a big rib cage. You're like, I did fit in her requirements, but I don't know. I think she had a slender, I don't know.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's like sizing doesn't work. It's like we just all need to go back to tailoring and get away from like fast fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because sometimes too it'll be like true to size. They have true to size,
That
small
scale that they do?
and then
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be in the middle, and I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Right. Because I bought a jacket. They were like, runs a little big. So I got it small. And then I was like, actually small.
Oh God, there's nothing.
Are you sure you have your measurements right?
I might be delusional. Because I'm like, I am, your height and the weight. And then you're like, but that doesn't actually translate as a sizing. It should actually be the measurements of, but I think when you're running a newly, you can't do exact tailoring.
There's nothing worse than a tight jacket.
No,
Just
it's up to
out.
just
You
two.
can't move your arms really. Yeah, you're like
shoulder.
Hi, trying to hug someone.
Yeah, you're like,
hi.
I think that's the most obvious thing that's tight because it's like then the sleeves are kind of short. And then
right. Well,
you
newly's
can't-
difficult because I got one for a wedding that I went to yesterday. And in my mind, I was worried. I was like, I do know a lot of women are doing that lately. You run the risk of wearing the top item that you're going to run into somebody wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, I know. At my brother's wedding, I got a dress and I paid full price for it. And because my brother's like they just did family.
Yeah.
So, and then one of the girls did Rent the Runway, and she sent it to the bride, being like, "Can I wear this to your wedding?" And she's like, "No," because Hannah is. But like,
Good.
Thank God she sent
thank
it.
God she
Yeah.
sent it, because I was like, if I had paid full price and this bitch would have gotten it from Rent the Runway, I would have blown.
Furious.
Well, you shame her.
I would have kicked her out of the
Is
wedding.
that rental?
Yeah. But she got
I
there and
bought
she
mine.
was
Yeah.
like, everyone here is a Rent the Runway whore. I saw that. And I'm like,
Right.
well, it's amazing no one matched.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Good job,
hilarious.
everybody.
Yeah, you work it into
Yeah.
your speech, and I paid full price.
It should be like if you're running the runway, you have to do what hashtag the wedding you're attending or something, so you know that other.
That's brilliant. That's actually brilliant.
Because
yeah.
I do think because I actually think renting the runway and these like newly is so smart because. I do buy. In the past I would buy a dress for an event and then you only wear it once and then it just is like so pointless. And then I'm like, if I'm running, I think I spend $98 a month. That actually ends up being what my clothing budget is
Yeah.
around, or if not more. That I don't run now. I don't feel like I'm just wasting stuff.
And I do it for like fun pieces that I'm like, oh, this is so fun, but I don't want to like own this.
Right. You never, because you're like, I will get tired because I've bought stuff that I'm like, this is fun. And then you wear it every day of the week. I will wear
Yeah.
the shit out of something that I like until I hate it.
Yeah. But I was wearing this skirt that was like a little like, it was just sparkly and like, I don't know. And this girl like on the street was like, is that from Newly? And I was like, damn, like it's so obvious when someone's wearing a rental.
Wow,
Right.
that's
'cause
fun.
That's all I do is just scour Newly. And so you start to see all the.
All the pieces.
You just see everyone
That's
in the street.
hilarious. It's like the Matrix, where it's like you're looking into a crowd and you're just like Newly.
We're one big algorithm now.
Newly is a community.
It is a community. It is.
Help! Is there anyone who's in Newly here? My skirt has a rip.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah, what's your journey that you're on right now? Tell us about your quest, your new quest.
So my new quest is I've been wearing matching pajama sets.
Yes.
What is it? You hit an age and you're like, my pajamas need to match now. I need to be I can't just schlep in like boxer shorts and then a comedy T-shirt from a festival.
Oh, oversized because they were
right.
out of smalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and also it feels like now you're spending times with significant others' families that you need to look a little put together when you come
Well,
out.
I'm not, but
Where do you get your jammies?
Marshalls.
Oh, yes,
honestly.
they have great sets at Marshalls.
Yeah,
Yes.
Marshalls
Oh my
is
gosh.
great sets. I saw this really cute set from Free People at the store in West Village, but it was $100, and I was like, I can't spend $100 on
No.
pajamas.
But fucking put a heel on, go to a party,
Yeah.
and then go straight to your bed.
Yeah. Right
your
to
your bed that you eat in.
That's what I knew.
You're good to go.
Ariel Elias, actually, when we saw her last year at a wedding, her wedding gift is that she gets the couple these matching silk pajamas. And I did look up the site, and they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous sets. And then she and her husband will bring their pajamas, and they change into them. They changed into them in the reception, and they're like such nice silk pajamas that it's like, oh, you just did an outfit change.
It's better than what a lot of people wear to a wedding.
Oh my God. They were, I wanted to get them for my friend for her wedding, but then
Sally
she ended
Hughes.
up getting pregnant. So we went straight to baby shower, but they were so gorgeous. Oh my God. Silk PJs. But then it's like, are you going to hand wash your PJs? Let's be real.
yeah, mine are
yeah.
fake silk PJs.
Yeah.
Mine are Old Navy matching.
Ooh,
And I do Marshalls, but yeah.
Oh, I need to go to Old Navy and check. I just feel, because then I walk my dog in the morning and I'll throw a big sweater on, and I'm like, I feel like this is an outfit.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's a look. It's
To
a
get
look.
a coffee and walk my dog.
Yeah. I feel like it would be on a fashion blog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I throw on some Uggs.
Well, leisure wear. Leisure wear,
Right.
which I love. And we've never covered leisure wear on here. And that's such a lady journey.
Yes, it is. And well, leisure wears I find complicated because I feel like you still have to, it's still high maintenance because if you're wearing leisure, then your hair and makeup has to,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Look
If
on
you have the
point.
loungewear, you must also have like the jewelry.
which I can't figure out. I think it's easier to wear like nice outfit and less hair and makeup.
No.
French.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what they do?
I think so.
They have like a plain, like a clean look. And then, yeah.
everything else looks good.
I love my outfit today. I'm calling my outfit today working mom or like improv coach.
I love it.
Yeah, I love
Slap a blazer on it.
Just throw a blaze on.
Do you want kids?
I kind of do.
Just get into it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was just curious because you said working mom. I was
Working
like,
mom. Oh, I feel like my theory is whether I have kids or not, I will just turn into a mom, and I'm slowly like turning into one, and I feel it coming.
I do
What
feel that
happens?
about having a dog. I'm
Right.
like,
Okay.
I'm a single mother.
Oh,
You
What's your
are.
doggy's name?
I
Miley.
think dogs are
Miley,
more
so
high
cute.
maintenance. I'm never like, I got to go home to feed my baby. The baby's just with me.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going out. Like,
I gotta go home to let my kid out.
I know you're having to like, your time is when you're out, you have to be careful.
But that's what I like about having a dog.
That's what I
because
suspected.
I went out with friends last night and they're drinkers, which is totally fine. But it gets to the point where you're like, my time. But then they're
Midnight.
like, don't leave, and I'm like, I got to because my dog, you know.
Yeah, you're like, you're
yeah.
about to repeat stories soon, and I got to get out of here.
As soon as that's what I always say. As soon as someone repeats themselves the first time is my cue. I'm like, I've heard this
Hilarious.
before.
There's
Yeah,
signs.
bye-bye.
Have you
That's
ever
my-
just like hung out with a group of people and you're like, why is it getting weird all of a sudden? And then it dawns on you, they're about 3 drinks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You're
they'll
like,
be like,
"Oh,
"Are
that's
you
why."
okay? Are you mad?" And I'm like, "I'm not mad, but it is my time to go." Like I
Yeah.
would never be
Yeah.
mad, but
Yeah, you do have to. You
I'm
end up
about to
having
babysit
to drink to keep up. Otherwise, it's not fun.
or
Yeah.
when they start roping in guys, you're like, "I can't do that."
Hey, she likes you.
I gotta go home.
You're like, I can only do this online when I can think about my responses and what you're going to throw
Yeah.
at me.
And calculate.
That's psychotic at this moment.
Well, the worst is when they call over a guy and they're like not that cute, not that interesting, not that fun, but then they sit down and you're like, "Oh, I gotta have a conversation with this guy."
Where's
now.
your
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
You can't, it's harder to be like, I'm not enjoying, just, that's why I feel like you can just say you have autism and just be like, I'm not, this is no fun. I'm gotta leave.
Yeah, sorry. I have a dog. I must go.
Right.
Yeah, no, the dog
Yeah.
thing it's always a good out.
No, it's Soho. It's such a beautiful neighborhood. I love Soho. Is that a good dog walking place? You like walking around there?
Yeah, I do.
a good-
Do you
Take
like male dog owners? Do you ever get, is that a good way to meet men?
You'd think, but no.
No.
I think
Interesting.
it's like the cutest guys who have the cutest dogs are obviously taken because
Right.
it's like a
Yeah.
guy has a golden doodle. You're like, he's fucking someone.
It
You're
feels like a
right,
guy
right.
gets a dog when they get in a relationship.
Exactly.
So they're kind of taken, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe there will be a divorcee.
What
who
about a
did
cat
not, who-
guy?
No.
No.
I once hooked up with a guy. I go home with him. He has a hairless cat. No warning.
Steve Rogers. He has a hairless cat out
Okay.
of the breakup.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they had one together.
Yeah, they had one together.
That to me, I was like not upset, but I was just like, this is something you should tell me.
Yeah,
before I
The
walk
hairless
five-
cat?
Yeah.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
Yeah. I walk 5 flights of stairs and I wake up, I open the door to this. I'm like, no, I would not have gone up here.
Right.
Yeah, the hairless cat is unfortunate looking. I will say
It's like,
that.
let me know you have an ugly child so I can prepare myself
Yeah.
with a compliment.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, okay. Nice.
A hairless cat is like a large. I'm thinking of in Austin Powers when he's like, it's like a hot ass, just holding a hot ass.
It is. It's
They're
unnerving.
It's just so, and then they're expensive too. So you're like, this was like a thought out purchase. Like, I can't even.
No, yeah, it's a
Right.
lot of red flags, many red flags on different levels.
Sorry, Steve Rogers.
Sorry, Steve, we love you.
I take care of his hairless cat, and it is unnerving to pick it up.
Really?
It's like grabbing
A vagina.
testicles or genitals.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm holding someone's genitals right now.
Yeah.
That
And
is
it's
a good
purring.
observation. It's purring. It's coming in my hand. Disgusting.
Well, thanks for joining us, Hannah.
thank you for
thank you,
having
You're an
me.
amazing guest. And tell our beautiful listeners where they can find you and your work.
At Hans Dickie, HANSDICKIE.
Hans Dickie.
Hans Dickie.
I like that you pronounce it that way. In my mind, when I see you online, I always pronounce it Hans Dickie.
It was there were so many Hannahs in college. My 2 nicknames were Hans and Dickie.
Oh,
I
cute.
like that.
Hans
So.
Dickie. I love it. It's very Dutch. Feels very Dutch. Thank you again so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Lady Journey.
Lady Journey.